Welcome everybody. We got a little bit of a different video today. So I have my, usually I have a paper. This I just wrote the title of the video and I go up, like I always say, these bulletins. But today I broke out the esoteric notebook that I write things in and that I ponder and some research that I was doing. And I'm going to go off this notebook, all the notes that I wrote, deep philosophical thoughts that I was thinking. And I think some really good educational stuff that I could get out to my subscribers and new people that are checking out for the first time. Welcome. So, turning belief into reality. Because I was really going deep into saying, okay, we always hear about manifestations, affirmations, believing in what you want and thinking it and saying it and believing that it's already done. But I wanted to go deeper. I wanted to know what is like almost many different methods of what people use and how. And so I really got into some good things. So let's get into it. Turning belief into reality. And one fundamental thing that I wrote down about that was you have to believe in what does not exist. There's certain things in a lot of esoteric wisdom and knowledge that if you hear about it and listen to it, people might say, well, that sounds crazy or like a fantasy, or can that you really do that, or manipulate matter with the mind. And then that you could all break it down into a scientific level, through astronomy, through numerology, through history, through religion, through philosophy. It's all connected. It really is. So what I wrote here, a couple of things as I was studying about it, I was looking up at how Tibetan monks go into this deep meditation and how some people that have gone there and visit them seen things that are not physically possible and kind of maybe like our everyday life, but over there they're doing things that you would not even imagine, that maybe if you saw it you would say, oh my gosh, this person has a superpower. It's not a superpower, it's just a tapped into that ability of the highest level of spirituality, or something they specifically were searching for, or what it was they wanted to accomplish, because they had belief in the reality of what they were doing and belief in what does not exist, what normal everyday people can't do. That doesn't mean that you can't develop these skills. If you look at any type of martial artist, sometimes they're very proficient in one style. A certain type of move might be like, man, they're really good at it, or whatever it may be. Are they good and rounded in all type of things? Sure, everyone could. That would be a great skill set. But there's some that are specifically really well at doing a certain technique or objective or whatever it may be, mentally the same way through meditation. Some people might be more proficient at seeing things that are going to come, precognition, or seeing past regression of things that may have happened, or can interact with the spirit realm. So it's all different things. But now, not to get off topic, back to the notebook. The 3 technique: breathing, meditation, and mantras. These things I was seeing within all religions and faiths, that I was sitting down and I said, you know what? Enough of reading, research, computer. I just want to go on TV and watch a couple of faiths and what is their, I would say, ceremonial process of what they do. A lot of what I saw was a true faith. People really praying, believing, ton of light, incense, smoke, whatever it may be, going to their gods, or maybe prayers that they wish reach the sky. I was also seeing people put a candle within the sand and lighting it, maybe to put that in that sand, that prayer, and let that smoke go up and reach whoever they believe in. Some were kneeling down, some were praying, some were bowing, some were reciting prayers. And then I came to that conclusion, is what I said. You have to have that belief in what does not exist. You don't see it, but you know it's there. That's your faith. That's what you believe. That's as one. Now look at this. Now you have a certain amount that you go either to a temple, mosque, wherever it may be, a church, go on, or a place of worship, or a sacred place that someone might go to pray or pay homage. And in these places, you have a sense of pure energy, spiritual energy, And I've gone and worked at many places and been there at times where there's no one there. And sometimes the amount of energy you can feel is amazing, because it seems that it's maybe whether it's spirits or whoever it may be, or the people all throughout that have worshiped there seem drawn to these places. Back to the topic. So I said, how do these people turn their belief into a reality? And what I came across was that breathing, the meditation, the mantras, you all must be as one to achieve master frequency of what the mind is capable of. And what your mind is capable of is certain things that you don't believe that you can manifest into reality, because of how we were taught and brought up through whether it be your beliefs or not. Now, some are exceptions, because some, if you might see, sometimes you have monks that from childhood, these children are brought up into it. So they know that. And they're, how do I say, do they know the actual world in itself? Might be differently. Who knows? These are things we all got to ponder and question. But back to them, there may be a little bit more advanced than that. But that does not mean that for someone that might be, let's say 30, 40, 50, maybe 60, even 80, it doesn't matter what age you are, you can always master any technique that you want to learn by having what? Belief in what does not exist. Every belief or religion is a way they use mantras to convey a meaning of purpose to the follower themselves. And as a member of whatever they believe, as one, they're powerful. As many, they're unstoppable. Another thing I wrote here that I was seeing was they had fire, they had light, they had giving, they had receiving, they had sound, they had repeating of prayers, and they were all within that vibrational energy frequency with the same belief, the same thought process. And imagine. That's why sometimes you'll go to a certain place and you'll be like, man, I felt the energy there. Or did you feel that? Or after a certain ceremony or whatever it may be, or you go to church, or you visited a monastery and you did a prayer and then it comes back. Was it answered? It all depends on if you had that belief. Or did you believe it was already done? Or did you believe in what does not exist? Another thing I used to do, I'll give you a technique of mine. So sometimes I go back and forth. Like I'll go deep into meditation, then I go back into research, and now I kind of want to get back into like doing like a quick daily meditation, either every day or every other day, and also the research, because I tend to go more so on one angle and all, and that's what I teach about in other videos. I gotta follow myself, balance that. So one I used to do was the word If you say this, you will feel the vibration within the template of your mouth, and it vibrates through you tremendously. This word, when years back when I started getting into it, it has here, what is a mantra first? Let's go with that. In Hinduism and Buddhism, is a word or sound repeated to aid in the concentration and meditation. When they're in that deep thought, they might say that out loud or within their mind, or maybe both. What is the effect of repetition in words, thought to action? So with Om, what are the effects of repeating the same thing? Maybe it gets you in that trance-like state. The vibration and frequency, that's another esoteric thing, that the vibration and sound. Like Om was said to have been the first sound, like the creation. The letters that it has, also look into that. Much significance. How many of them? Right? 3. It goes on and on. Look at something. Look how it might work for you. A sound, a mantra. But no matter what you do, one thing that I learned when I first started doing things, I said this in a way back in one of my a couple of first videos, that I was trying all these different techniques, but I was not putting in the full belief in what does not exist and saying this is not working in that. It's only till I truly believed in what doesn't exist, and that's when things started happening. Having belief in your mantras and your affirmations, in these syllables or sounds that you can say over and over within your mind or state. All I can say to you is, if you wanted to achieve it or make it happen, it's up to you. Have belief in what does not exist. And sometimes, yes, some things may sound off the wall, but always question them. Never, how would you say, try to, oh, I wrote it down here. That was one thing I want to end the video with. How do we have here? Not all, oh, here we go. Not turning all instances uh, uh, towards yourself, but more so looking at the outcome of what you want to achieve. In other words, yes, you look inward, but also pay attention to the outward effects of everything throughout your life. It's a little bit of a parable, might throw you off. Think about it. See if you can understand it. It would really help. And that to me is basically what I'm saying, and that is don't be selfish toward yourself and whatever your affirmations or whatever they may be. Just like anything in life, you know, you hear a lot about affirmations and mantras and what you should do, but you never hear about in excess of them. What would happen? What would you do? What is the, once you learn how to do it, the responsibility of what you should have and do with that? Think about that. And remember what I just said, not always the what, me, but also what about everyone else around me? What can I do for them? Just like you could do it for yourself, imagine how many other people you can help around you. Take care, everyone. I came by Rubey.